Another bus with migrants on board arrived in Washington, D.C. this morning as Texas Governor Greg Abbott continues to send thousands of migrants to cities run by Democrats. Abbott and New York City Mayor Eric Adams, as a result of this, are now in a bitter feud, with the Texas governor saying the policy is in response to President Biden's immigration policies, and Adams countering that Texas is using innocent people as political pawns, in his view. Nancy Chen has more.
As 3 buses arrived in New York City from Texas Wednesday, they carried nearly 100 people in search of a home, including this 38-year-old man from Venezuela, saying, "I was very tired and stressed during the trip." Volunteers like John Torres and his wife Telma Rivera were there to greet them.
We're going to give them money so they can at least eat breakfast or lunch, or buy formula for the babies or Pampers, something that will at least help.
Governor Greg Abbott's office says Texas has sent more than 6,600 asylum seekers who've already been processed and released by the Department of Homeland Security to Washington, D.C. and New York since April, he says, to alleviate stress on border cities.
They cannot handle the overwhelming number of illegal immigrants coming across the border. One way of assisting them is by removing those illegal immigrants to Washington, D.C. or New York.
But New York Mayor Eric Adams calls it horrific as the city opens 11 additional shelters to meet the demand.
If his ancestors were treated the way he's treating these asylum seekers and migrants, then he would not be where he is right now.
Asylum seekers like Joanna, who fled Venezuela with her children earlier this year. They spent many long hours on a bus from Texas to D.C. last month.
Valió la pena el sacrificio.
Joanna says the sacrifice was worth it.
What Governor Abbott is doing is using our clients as pawns.
Catherine Cliff, a staff attorney at the Legal Aid Society, says Abbott's plan is creating a dire situation.
I think it's traumatizing. You know, if it's one thing for clients to come to New York City because that's where they want to be, but to send families and individuals who do not want to be here and then they have to figure out how to get where they really want to go is dehumanizing.
For CBS Mornings, Nancy Chen, New York.